It sure was nice to be back in Annapolis again. I'd been there many times for assignments, but this time I was there on my own boat. Tenley was back on board. Snow Goose was in the marina at Safe Harbor in Eastport, and we had a chance to eat out, enjoy the history and the colonial homes of Annapolis, and really enjoy the beautiful little town.
Here we are, arriving into St. Michael's. Anna's shooting the beautiful scene ahead of us.
St. Michael's lies on the eastern shore about 25 miles from Annapolis.
Brandon, switch up to 7-2, please. 7-2.
Switching 7-2. The Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum came highly recommended, so we decided to go and explore it.
We're standing atop the Hooper Strait Lighthouse at the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum in St. Michael's. It's an amazing Fresnel, and along with an amazing view of the area. Stunning.
This museum was established in 1965 and dedicated to preserving and exploring the history, the environment, and the culture of the entire Chesapeake Bay region. We're here at the Chesapeake Maritime Museum in St. Michael's, and we're looking at Bessie Lee, which was a very all-round kind of boat that you could go clamming with and oystering and fishing and sailing. And the museum's incredible. There's so much beautiful old wooden boats, and the way they've restored everything looks really cool. I'm so impressed by this place. After a great visit to St. Michael's, it was time to jump on the bikes, head back to Snow Goose, and have dinner on board. Good morning. It is October the 21st at 8:45, and we're steaming out of St. Michael's after a fantastic afternoon and evening. Tell me, what did we do yesterday?
Steaming out at 5 knots. We rode our bikes around St. Michael's, which is a beautiful town.
And now we're chugging out to head to Oxford, which is about 30 miles away, 35 miles away. So we'll probably get there by sort of 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The forecast is light, water is flat, and I think we should be all right. We tied up at Safe Harbor, Oxford, and were fortunate to get a spot there. Put the bikes on the dock and went for a ride. The weather was awesome, and had a chance to meet one of the local watermen who showed us his catch of blue crabs. We ended up running across Photo, the boat that the Rosenfelds used to shoot their famous photographs, their black and white photographs, and a slew of other things, including a beautiful little boatyard, and then it was back to the boat for sunset drinks. I love getting up early in the morning, camera in hand, and go and shoot a couple of guys getting their boats ready for the day. Soon enough it was our turn to back the Goose out of the slip, head out onto the Chesapeake Bay and head towards Solomon's. But then, of course, with a little lunch on the way, things were pretty damn good. The next stop was Anheuser's in Solomon's, where we ended up spending a couple of days to catch up and do some editing and boat work. Our next stop was Tangier, Virginia, a very small, remote little fishing village I'd heard a ton about and was very curious to explore. Here we backed into Parks Marina, and as you can see, the time that Tenley spent in Texas was not wasted. This was not her first rodeo. With Snow Goose happily tied up, alone in the marina, we were anxious to get ashore and go and meet some of the local watermen and see if we could understand their interesting and strange dialect.
I mean, you know, they sometimes you pay out, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't know till you get them out there for you.
No, second year. I mean, that'd be, if you find something, that'd be the best case.
And your name is?
Joseph.
Where does this boat come from?
It stays here, but it goes to Crisfield every day.
And is that how the locals get on and off the island?
It's a ferry as well. It's our mail boat. Like they collect the mail over in Crisfield, but it's also a passenger boat.
Do you work on the boat?
No, I don't. I work crab potting out there on one of the work boats.
And what do you catch?
Crabs, and in the winter, oysters.
So have you switched over yet?
December the 1st is when oyster season opens.
And how's it been going? I mean, the
Pretty good,
yeah?
pretty good. We had a good fall run. A lot of times in the summer it kind of gets slow, and then like the crabs kind of move again into fall because it's getting colder.
And you're from here? You're
from
local?
Here, yeah.
Okay.
All my life.
And how are things affecting you with the water coming up and so on?
Well, sometimes it's by it. It's worse when we get like a hurricane or something, but
Yeah.
Gotcha.
we usually have a little bit of tide, not too much.
Yeah. What do you got on the sign?
Just a history.
Of the island?
Captain John Smith visited in 1608. He's the one who married Pocahontas. This is like in New Orleans where they can't bury below ground. They have to bury them above ground. So there's tombs. There's concrete tombs. There must be a bit of inbreeding here.
Well, it's so-so. It's like it always been. Some days is good and some days ain't.
Is this your boat?
Yeah,
It's a beautiful boat. How long is it?
47.
And who built it?
Owens in Deltaville. Is that the Jamestown distributors that sells paint?
Yeah,
and that
that's
stuff?
it. Yeah, that's a great spot.
It's I get a lot of stuff from them.
Yeah, it's funny. We know a lot of friends that work there. It used to be right in our town, but it moved to another town. This reminds me a bit of Block Island, which is up there.
Yeah. I know. I'm familiar with that. My father used to work on the Manhattan boats up in New England.
Oh, wow.
Out of Boston, out of Greenport, Long Island, New York. He used to work out of there back in the 60s.
Wow.
That was my vacation in the summer. I go up there with him a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What brought you down here? Brought him down here?
Oh, my father was from here. He just fished up liver and crab, and at that time you didn't ever get no price for your product, and you had plenty of product to sell, but you didn't get them for it. And
Yeah.
they just went there.
Gotcha.
I got drawn flowers, and I ain't got the key to my door. All the kids moves off now. There ain't nobody works the water no more.
Yeah.
It costs too much to get in it.
Yeah.
When I got out of school, the first boat I got, I had around $10,000 in it, brand new boat. And I got a license for $25. Now the license will cost you $25,000 to get in it. Yeah. The market of crabs is more. You get a lot more for them than you used to get, but I don't think it still equals the inflation.
Yeah.
I used to get fuel oil for 30 cents a gallon when I first started crabbing. Now it's $5 a gallon. So.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great afternoon in Tangier and meeting these local guys, these watermen. Unbelievable. It's exactly what I was hoping for. Time to head back to the boat, a night on the boat in the fog, peace and quiet, and then off to Onancock, Virginia in the morning.
Onancock, it means a foggy place in Algonquin, and we're in Virginia, on the eastern shore of Virginia, a little peninsula of land that comes down out of Maryland and forms the other side of the Chesapeake Bay. Population of our town is about 1,000. Restaurants are always open, events are always happening. We're known for our holiday events. One of the benefits of having year-round people that are all volunteering to make this town a better place.
Our favourite gallery in Onancock was local painter Danny Dougherty, who painted scenes of his youth on the eastern shore. His work was stunning.
Here we are cooking pork chops. I haven't cooked a pork chop in about 20 years, but they seem to be a good idea at the time. And we have the oven working. We have some squash and broccoli, which is done, and I need to take out. And that's it. Cheers. Bon appetit.
So where are we heading today?
Coffee.
Where are we?
We're in Onnerock. Onnecock.
Onancock.
And I'm gonna go get some coffee, and then we're supposed to get the best glazed donuts in Virginia.
In Virginia,
Right down the
nogal.
street. Let's see
Wow.
if they have a gluten-free donut for you.
Back on the bikes to work off the donuts. That's the price you pay. We ended up cycling 15 miles through woods, quiet country lanes, and tons of soybean fields. We found the perfect little house, way out in the fields, peace and quiet, the end of a little dirt road. Tenley wasn't impressed. Well, it was time to head back towards the boat, head over a little bridge, and back towards the Onancock town wharf where Snow Goose was waiting for us.
We left Annapolis about a week ago, and the Chesapeake Bay is so big, it's impossible to explore it all. I'm glad we're coming back so we can see more of it on the way back. But we've been to St. Michael's and Oxford and Solomon's and Tangier Island, and now here in Anancock, a charming town that we've absolutely adored, and then on to Hampton, Virginia.
Back on the road with Tenley driving, and we had to avoid the Stolt Zulu. As she was coming past us on the starboard side, we decided to tuck behind her once we could, as the track shows on the AIS. A nice sequence of still pictures of this brown pelican taking off as we came close by. And then, of course, we were in good company with tons of other people heading south towards Hampton, as the AIS shows. And then our final spot in the Chesapeake in Hampton at Blue Water Safe Harbor.